Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Startup Sense podcast. This is your host, Jonah Lupton. Thank you so much for joining us today. We got another great episode, which we're going to get to in a second here. Just want to remind everyone to subscribe to the Startup Sense podcast on iTunes and Google Play, and that way you never miss an episode. Today's guest is Michal Borkowski. Hopefully I didn't screw up that name too bad. He is the co-founder of a company called Brainly. So he is one of three co-founders. They started the company approximately 8 years ago. They've raised approximately $24 million from a group of investors, mostly VC firms, some VC firms that we're familiar with, like General Catalyst, Point Nine Capital. They also have a strategic investment from Naspers Ventures. And essentially, this company, Brainly, it's an online, learning platform. So millions and millions, I think the number is in the tens of millions. We'll get to that in a second. So tens of millions of people are using this platform, mostly high school students, but also some middle school and college, to learn from each other, or at least help each other. So let's welcome him to the show. What's up, Michal? How are you?
Hey, thank you for the invitation. I'm great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Did I screw up anything in the introduction? Did I get all the numbers right?
I think this was really right. Like, to give you a specific number, we are at 80 million monthly users right now.
Wow.
80 million, yeah.
80 million. Holy shit.
That's correct.
Just out of curiosity, right? That is a ton of users and traffic. How do you guys manage the hosting of that? How do you keep this website from not crashing?
Yeah, so we have an amazing engineering team that they take care of that, and in the times of cloud services, it's we need to pay a lot for our servers.
For real. I mean, you guys are probably spending tens of thousands of dollars a month, right, in hosting?
Yes, that's correct. And yeah.
If not more than that, right? You're probably approaching 60.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the business. You guys started this company in 2009, right?
Yes. We started in 2009 initially as the Polish website. And we did that because of our educational experience. So, for example, in my high school, we were very collaborative. So we can imagine a group of students who sit together around a table, and someone understands like one thing, another person has question about like the math homework that person needs to do, and they started asking and answering questions, and that's a very natural behavior in every school around the world where students help each other. So we thought about bringing that online because we believe that with technology you can make that experience even better. And we started in Poland in 2009, and then at some point around early 2011 we asked ourselves that question: if that works in Poland, why it wouldn't work outside of Poland? And since then we are trying to bring it to every student in the world.
Now, okay, so when you guys first started in 2009, had you guys raised capital or were you bootstrapping it?
Oh no, we are bootstrapping. Like that was scrappy days of us trying to keep it like really low when it comes to the budget. And for the first 2 years, we haven't raised any capital, and still we managed to get to like 40% of middle and high school students using us every month in Poland by 2 years. Yeah.
So bootstrapping it, how were you guys being scrappy? Like, what were the hacks that you guys were able to grow so fast without any outside capital? I mean, how were you finding all these users and driving them to the website?
Yeah, so Brainly grows organically. We don't really have a decent marketing budget, and there are two reasons for our growth. One is that when you produce so many questions and answers, and this content is really helpful, like Google indexes you really well. And the second part is that our community is really active. So when people go to ask questions, we use some features like challenges, point system, basically gamification features to keep them engaged and to start answering questions. So this is a very, very engaging and addictive experience to help each other.
Platform that is it supplementing what kids are learning in classrooms, or is it replacing what kids are learning in classrooms?
Oh, it's supplementing. So the typical experience is that a student goes back from home and there are some questions that they need to answer. or math exercises that they need to solve. And typically they can do a lot by themselves, but sometimes they get stuck and they try to get to the solution by themselves, but it doesn't really work that well. So they try to ask their friends, they try to ask their parents, but there are limitations mainly concerned with time to reach out to these people. So this is where Brainy comes and where Brainy helps. So Brainy is like your best friend who helps you whenever you want with your school problems.
So it's like having a whole team of tutors ready to help you.
Oh yeah, that's so true. Like in Poland, we have 80% of students use us at least once a month,
Wow.
middle, high, and high school students. So we have the best people in math, biology on our platform, and are sharing their knowledge for free with other students.
I mean, because the other day I was talking to a friend and she's a geometry teacher, a high school geometry teacher. And I used to be really good at math, right? I mean, I got straight A's in geometry and algebra and calculus. And if someone had to give me, if I had a kid, and I don't have any kids, but if I did, and they asked me, they wanted my help with their homework, I'd be useless because, after 15 or 20 years of not using this stuff, you just forget it. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
A lot of parents would probably like to help their kids, but they just don't remember it anymore.
That's true. Like, yeah.
So this is like a peer learning platform, kind of.
Yes, but what is even more interesting is that, like, let's say that you would go to Brainy and you find a question that you can answer. If you answer this question based on our statistics, we will see that you will answer 5 additional questions. It's so much fun, and that feeling of fulfillment once you answer a question is really, really great.
Now, what's the benefit to the smarter people that are on the platform that are trying to help others? What's the incentive for them to take up their time to provide value for everyone else?
Yeah, so there are 2 basic reasons why they do that. First one is that they feel like they're helping their friends, and it always feels good to help your friends with their questions. And second one is that they like to challenge themselves. So they go to Brainy, they see very challenging questions, and they just try to answer them. And typically they can accelerate their learning a lot while using Brainy.
So let's talk about. So you guys bootstrapped it for 3 years. According to Crunchbase, you raised a $500,000 seed round in 2012.
Yes.
What were your numbers back then, if you recall? I mean, that was 4.5 years ago. How much traffic were you guys getting a month, or how many users did you have? Because I think a lot of people are wondering. They want to raise money for their startup, but they're just wondering what metrics they need to really entice the investors. Do you recall it all?
Yeah, I remember it. So back then, our main market was Poland, and right now Poland is just like 8% of our total usage. And we just started Russia, and we could see traction there, but it wasn't that advanced yet. And back then we had around 5 million users monthly, but something that is important to say is that fundraising environment in 2011/12 in Poland doesn't look as the fundraising environment here. And I remember me trying to get to put the round together. It was very challenging, and the breakthrough was when we started looking outside of Poland, and we spotted that VC fund in Germany, Point 9 Capital. That was extremely helpful for our further development.
Gotcha. So when did you guys really start scaling into the US then?
So we raised our Series Seed to go to more developing economies. So then we started Brazil. We've managed to build traction in Russia, and when we've seen about 20 million users monthly, we asked ourselves that question again. So if it works globally, why it wouldn't work in the US? And that was the reason why we started talking to General Catalyst about raising our Series A round. And when we closed the round, we could double down on the US, and that happened in late 2014.
So what challenges did you guys experience in the US that you didn't experience in other parts of the world? Was the US easier or harder to break into?
So I think that US requires different approach to quality and details. So this market is very demanding. But this was the first advice that I got from Adam, our board member from General Catalyst, that we need to bring the company to the next level when it comes to the attention to details. And I think this was the first challenge. Second challenge was that we started operating in two offices, New York and in Poland, in Krakow. And this is additional dimension of challenges to solve in an early stage company.
This is Jonah Lupton, founder of Joule and host of the Startup Sense podcast. At Joule, we help entrepreneurs and startup founders build, launch, and grow their companies by providing superior technology, marketing, and consulting services. We help clients of all sizes, budgets, and industries. We put our clients in the best position to raise capital, grow revenues, hire employees, and maximize their profits. For more information or to set up a free consultation with our team, please visit our website at joule.net. That's JOOL.net. Now, right now, your team is 80 people. Are those, I assume they're not all in the U.S. So how do you guys have that team distributed across the country or across the world?
So still majority of the team is in Poland, and we have our engineering, product, and country operations there. In the U.S., we have the executive team, plus we have the U.S. market operations here locally.
Okay. What's been the biggest challenge for you guys in terms of recruiting? I mean, I would assume your company is still mostly, tech people, right? Engineering people, developers. So outside of them, who do you have? Like, is it customer support people? Do you have sales and marketing people?
Yeah. So in our case, around half of our team is focused on product and engineering, and the rest is focused on country operations. So this is basically the go-to-market part of the team. And the way we operate is that whenever we go to a new market, we need community management. We need people who are sharing the information about our entrance there. So PR and other types of digital marketing. So basically it's half, 50% product engineering and 50% go-to-market and other functions.
Okay. Do you guys do any marketing right now, or is this, is Brainly really just a word of mouth platform?
Oh, it's really word of mouth, but even in that case, you try to talk to media. You try to get attention from bloggers. You try to talk to our users, and that also requires a lot of research and making sure that the features that we develop are addressing their needs. So even without like word of mouth organic growth, we need to keep we try to share knowledge about Brainly as far as possible.
Now, I mean, there are other learning platforms out there. I don't want to rattle off the names right now, but some of them have raised tons and tons of money. But I mean, I guess you guys, they're doing something a little bit different, right? They're like online classes, or, kind of like teach yourself how to code, or, get better at math. But I mean, you guys I guess that's what separates you guys, because you're more of a peer learning or, so, I mean, do you see yourselves as competitors with some of those companies?
Of course, we look at many companies as competitors, but often they are not the direct competitors. So what we do is that we organize students into that helping sessions, and they help each other. And what you can see on the market, what typically happens is that they try to get teachers on board and then connect teachers to students, or help to facilitate communication between teachers and students. So this is for sure not directly competitive to what we are doing.
What kind of people do you like to hire for Brainly? Are you hiring people that are coming out of other education type startups, or are you hiring out of big Fortune 500 companies, or hiring people out of college? Like, who are the typical person that's joining your team?
So the first thing that we see is that we really like when people are trying to do something more with their career. So typically people that we are hiring, they can go to any place where they would like to work. But what is very appealing to them about Brainy is our social impact and social mission, because working in education is so challenging, but also so rewarding, because you can see that you have an impact on the future of the world, basically in our case. So this is what we really like to see. So this is that commitment to making education better. And then we look for passionate people who know what they are doing, and that they can help us to get to our vision faster than we would do that by ourselves. Yeah.
What's been the hardest part about starting this company? I mean, I'm sure bootstrapping the first few years sucked.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to say that was it, then certainly feel free. But what else was really challenging for you guys these past 8 years?
I think that the first thing that was very challenging is exactly what you've mentioned. So, lack of access to capital, and it feels to me that we could go a lot faster if we had access to capital in the early days. But there are many challenges. Like, for example, operating a company that works in 2 offices between New York and Europe is challenging. But it's fun. Yeah, that's why I do that.
It's only fun now because you can look back and laugh at it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
when you're living off peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and sleeping on people's couches. I don't know if it was quite that bad, but
it was that bad. Like, I slept in the office for like a couple of weeks. Yeah, that's true.
Do you have any advice for other entrepreneurs that are currently stuck in that position where they're bootstrapping, they're trying to raise money, and they're not able to get the attention of investors, but they're trying to grow their company at the same time? Like, what did you guys learn in those 3 years that you can share with us?
So the main lesson that I got then was to focus on the most important things, because something that comes with the easy access to capital is that temptation to do a lot of things that may not be the most important things to build your product and then to scale your audience. And I think this was the main lesson for me, that keep focus on, like, build the most important things, solve the most important problems. Don't really pay attention to details that doesn't matter in the big picture.
In terms of this is one question I've started asking recently, just because I think it's fun to get some different answers. But why are you an entrepreneur? Like, why? I mean, you're a smart guy. You could go work for any company you wanted to, or within reason. But why do you want to be an entrepreneur? It's hard as hell. It's stressful. The future is always unknown. But what drives and motivates you?
I think it's about the learning process, and when I look back, like, even when I think about last 3 months, like, I learned so much. It is an amazing time, and you can just see the progress that you are doing as a person, and the second thing is about the impact that you can have. So you have the freedom to shape things as you want. You can build the product that you like and that you believe is the most beneficial for the world. And this is really fulfilling when it comes to that purpose in your life, why you are doing something. And that's why I love being an entrepreneur.
So what's the end game for you guys? I mean, certainly you've put up some big numbers, 80 million monthly visitors to the website. There are a lot of companies out there that would love to get their hands on that kind of traffic. So do you guys think you're going to keep building this company to remain independent, or, is this an IPO company someday or an acquisition target? Like, what do you think? Do you have an end game in mind, or is it just, it's not even worth thinking about it?
So I don't really think about it. Like, Brainly's vision is to give access to personalized learning to every student in the world. And there is a lot of challenges around our product to make it better every day. But there is also a lot of geographies where we are not present, and it's very important for us to get there. And this is what I am focused on, and this is how I try to make decisions. So being acquired or IPO, it's just a way of achieving things why this company was built. Yeah.
So I mean, you guys have some great investors. You have some investors from back in Europe. I think you said Poland, and then here in the U.S. And then you have the strategic investor in Naspers. What's the best piece of advice that any of your investors has given you so far?
I think there are two types of advices that they do. So the first one that I really like is when they can provide you with a ready solution. So you talk about problems, and if they've seen that problem happening in the past, or if they know someone who solved that problem in the past, they can just give you access to that knowledge, and it makes your life a lot easier. And the second part is how challenging this is. Like on one hand, I can feel a lot of support from my board members and my investors, but at the same time, it's a constant challenge. And I think these are the two main things that investors can give for a company, to make it grow faster.
Now, in terms of your co-founders, how did you guys all find each other? How did you guys, come together to work on this company?
We met via internet. what was pretty interesting. Like we were helping each other with various projects before, and at some point in 2009 we met each other, and we had that 30-minute discussion about that new idea that I came up with, and we made the decision in 30 minutes to work together and to make that happen.
Now, you're based in New York, right now?
Yeah.
How did you end up picking New York?
So there are various factors. Like, first one is that access to talent pool here is amazing, and it exactly addresses the needs that we have. So commercial minds, people who understand how to build communities, people who understand digital marketing and PR is a great source of talent here. And the second part is when we were setting up our second office, it was also very important to us to create as big overlap when it comes to the time that we spent together as a company working on the same things. So the time difference is a lot easier to manage than, let's say, San Francisco / Silicon Valley.
Oh man, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. How do you guys make money, right? I mean, how do you? I assume you've started to monetize these 80 million people that come to the website every month, but are you able to? Can you shed some light on that?
So we don't really monetize right now. This is a big focus for us for 2017 to build our monetization model. Up to now, we were really focused on growing the user numbers and make sure that these users are really engaged.
Now, are you guys profitable yet, or are you able to tell us?
No, we are not profitable yet, but it's important for us to start generating revenue.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are. I mean, you're raising capital, and right now, I'm sure you guys are still in growth mode. So,
yeah, that's correct.
What's your biggest goal for this year?
So there are two goals. Like, first one is of course around figuring out our monetization model, and we've done an amazing progress in the first 2 months this year. So great things to happen. And second one is of course to grow our user base further with a special focus on the US market. This is where we spend the most of our time right now.
Okay. And out of these topics, right? Mathematics, history, English, biology, chemistry, and so on. Which topic or subject is the most dominant on your platform?
We don't really have a topic that dominates. Math is typically the largest one, and
okay.
It represents around 25% of all questions asked and answered.
Okay.
But like something that is beautiful about Brainy, I believe, is that we can help in any school subject that students have, and we have experts in every matter on the platform.
Now so here's a question that just popped into my head. Have any colleges contacted you guys and asked who are the smartest people on your platform?
Oh, so we have cooperation with colleges / universities around the world, and we try to develop new things together. But we also engage in collaboration with them around machine learning. But like we haven't had the occasion to work on that specific matter, so to provide them with a list of the
Right.
most advanced students in math, for example.
Yeah, because I mean, I would certainly think that a student that's coming to your platform, helping others, that shows a lot about their character as well as, just their level of intelligence. I mean, and, the type of person they are. And, that's someone, if I was running a school trying to recruit the best people, the best students to come to my college, those are the kind of people that I would want. So, but there's an opportunity there. It's probably hard to solve it.
Yes, but like the most important part of Brain is that we believe that no one knows everything, but everyone knows something. So when there is a student who goes to Brainy and that person struggles with math, we are sure that the same student can help others, let's say in biology or geography. And this is exactly what is happening at Brainy. So people get help with the topics where they struggle, and they help others in the topics that they feel really strong about.
Right, exactly. I was great in math and science. I sucked in, like literature and anything that had to do with reading comprehension. I was horrible at.
Yeah.
Just
So yeah.
ADD kicks in, and I can't read a paragraph without my mind wandering. And then after I'm done reading the paragraph, I can't remember what I read. So
Yeah, that's true. It was the same case with me.
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think that's because we all use different parts of our brain. My
Mhm.
my mom and my sisters are the exact opposite of me and my dad. So, and it's probably like that with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Um, I guess that's pretty much all I got for you, man, today. Unless did I skip over anything that you wanted to mention?
No, I think like all questions were great, and we've done a great job today.
Awesome, appreciate it. What is the best way for our audience to find you personally online? Do you use any social media, or if they want to ask any questions, do you have an email address that you like to give out?
Yeah, so the best is to reach out to me via LinkedIn or on my email. That is my name.surname@brainy.com.
Okay, I'll put that in the show notes so they can find you, and then I'll add your LinkedIn profile as well. Well, I really want to I want to thank you for being a guest today and appreciate your time. If anything big changes with the company, or you want to come back and give us some updates, feel free anytime. You're always welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. That was fun.
You got it, man. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.